Hello everyone, hope you are doing well. Welcome to today's video. Now today's video is going to be a little bit different. This was a gameplay that I recorded last night. I wasn't able to get a live commentary of this game, so what I've done is something a bit different. This is going to be like an analysis video. I'm going to go through, I'm going to talk about all my decisions, all our ideas and everything like that. I kind of walk you through what a general game of high-low gameplay looks like. I hope you enjoy this sort of content. Let's head straight into it. So this here is a gameplay from me, Hells and the Scoundrel, playing last night. This is the game that got me to Diamond, was my last promo game and my last win. What I'll do is I'm going to go through the video, talk through my decisions, some tricks, what to do when, and everything like that as well. So straight off the back here, in terms of the team comps, straight away I can see that we probably have the better team comp. We have the Kennen for the big massive team fights. We have the Evelyn for the flanks, Brom for the front line as well, protecting me. We have the big massive Gragas as well in the mid lane. For their team, they have the Jinx Lulu combo, which is really strong later on, but does struggle a bit in the early game. Shyvana top lane, which I'm not really too sure why Shyvana top lane was picked. I don't know if there was a problem there, but it's not really the best top laner. You have the Lee Sin in the jungle, and you have an Ahri mid lane. So they have a really good pick comp potential if they can get like an Ahri charm or something. But our team is all about the team fights, which is what we realized before the game. And actually, funny enough, this Evelyn and the Gragas that we got in this game was the same two that we got in our previous two games. We knew kind of how the way they played and everything. So it's a pretty cool game to have a look at. But like I said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the game and talk about what decisions I make and everything like that as well. And I can pause and play the video at any time as well. So I'll pause it at points if there's something that I need to explain from it as well. Yeah, straight off the back in this game, what we was thinking is that we scale. We don't need to actually do anything. So this is why I quickly type in, like, you know, play safe group as 5. Because I knew straight off the back that we had a better team fight comp. It was exactly the same as the last couple of games. You know, and it's what pretty much wins Wild Rift at the moment, is that these big massive team fights at Dragon, at Baron, win the game for you. Wild Rift is all about team fights, all about them early game team fights. But yeah, it's super important that I think this game as well did Scoundrel go heal this game, or did I just troll? I did troll. Okay. I should have actually taken heal this game. For some reason, I took barrier. I'm not really too sure why I took barrier this game. I might have forgot to change back to heal. But yeah. This lane is a bit rough for us. As you can see, Lulu could play really aggressive in this lane and basically bully down a Scoundrel, bully down the Brom with her range, especially because we can't really do much. So what we're doing, we're just talking to each other here, just saying, you know, we just need to play a bit passive. We just need to farm up. We have scale as well. Obviously, Jinx Lulu does scale, but in this case, so does Kaisa as well, which is why I've actually been playing Kaisa quite a lot recently, is that even though Misfortune and everyone like that has the big, massive scaling the big, massive lane priority and has that lane pressure, you still have the Kaisa, which is okay in lane, but does really well during the late game and the mid game. Has the Q upgrades, has the E upgrade to turn invisible as well. As you can see, it's a bit of a rough start for us. We're trying to just keep them under pressure. We're trying to, you know, farm up, make sure we don't fall too far behind. Obviously, I'm taking a bit of poke, so I grab the healing. Which is right for me. Sweet Tooth is really good. You get that extra healing, and you get the extra gold as well. But like I said, we're just playing a bit passive here. We're not really doing much in terms of the map. At the moment, nothing is really going on. It's just the early game. But the main important thing in the early game is to try and, you know, farm up. That's the main thing, especially on Kaisa, and they'll be wanting to do the same as well. They want to farm up and they want to try and get a big early lead. So we've got a big massive wave coming under tower here. Scoundrel puts his shield up to try and block all the damage. which is completely fine. One thing I struggle with at times is like trying to farm under tower, which I think I actually got all of them here. I'm not really too sure. Oh, I did actually get all of them. I'm the most insane player. Bit of a skirmish in mid lane. I actually get caught out here. Now, this was a little bit frustrating for me. As you can see, if I quickly go back here. So what happens here is that you can see on the top of the map here, there's a little skirmish going on with Evelynn and Gragas and Ahri and Lee Sin. Excoundrel roams up, and I'm trying to do the same thing, but Jinx and Lulu do really, really well and actually split me and Excoundrel. So even though I'm trying to come up and rotate and help the team, they actually catch me out here, which is quite well played here. I don't think I should have walked up here, but to be honest, I was too busy tunnel visioning, trying to go towards Excoundrel and going towards my team. Obviously, I get really, really caught out here. Honestly, if Lulu hits the polymorph there, Lulu just misses in terms of the polymorph. If she hits the polymorph here, I'm probably dead. You see how she just misses her polymorph there? If she hits that, I'm dead probably. Or have to flash at least. But the good thing is that I don't have to burn flash here, but I take a lot of damage. And I probably made the wrong call here to stay. But the problem was there was such a big minion wave coming in. You can see here. You had all these minions and also you had their minions as well. But the good thing here is that I saw that Evelynn was coming. Evelynn was pinging saying she was on her way. Lulu took a lot of damage from the tower. So I thought, oh, if Evelynn comes, we can bait this. We can go in and everything. So the Excoundrel was trying to bait here, trying to bait them to stay and everything. I think he probably could have stayed a bit further back to like where I was because Evelynn was on her way. And I think she was level 5 at this point. But the problem is that we got caught out. I obviously got ultied and Excoundrel died there as well. And I don't think Evelynn gets the kill here either because she misses her ulti, yeah. So not the best start from us. I mean, it's kind of both of our faults for staying, to be fair. We both shouldn't have stayed there. We both should have backed off completely. I shouldn't have stayed there, definitely, because I got caught out. I mean, I got caught out in the jungle before over here. Took a lot of damage. And obviously, we both died from it as well. So not the best start, but the main thing you need to do is just keep your head up, stay positive in this situation. Because sometimes you will get setbacks, you will get put behind. We knew that we were in a losing matchup this lane. So all we know is that we have the better team fights. We just need to, you know, stay passive, play safe. What we're doing here is we're pushing the lane now because Jinx hasn't backed yet, so we actually have the advantage. So we actually backed here. And what we're doing is we're trying to get a priority on the dragon at the moment. Trying to get the vision control. This is super, super important. Obviously, I get a bit caught out here by the Ahri. But this right here, what we did, I mean, we got the kill here as well. So this right here, what we did is super, super important. So being able to push the lane down and being able to rotate, especially when dragon's up in 9 seconds, you want to be able to get that vision control. You want to rotate to see where their jungler is. And by this point as well, like the top laners can come down as well and start to rotate because these early dragon fights are what make and break a game for me. So what we do here, Jinx actually makes a mistake by not going back here. Jinx didn't go back. So what me and Scoundrel did, we pushed the lane so we was able to get the priority. So Jinx had to stay under tower. And then what we did was we rotated straight to the dragon lane. When you're pushed into lane like this, most of the time, there's not really any point of standing around lane because we don't know where their jungler is on the map. The jungler could be ganking, it could be on their way. So we said to each other, we said, look, we can try and go up the river here, try and get some vision, and maybe try and get a catch up, which is what we did. We went to the river. We tried to tell Evelynn to group up. So Evelynn was grouping up. We saw that someone warded here. So we thought someone was going to be in this bush. I thought it was going to be Lee Sin in the bush, but he wasn't. He was topside. But we get a really, really nice pick here with the Brum passive, which I think is super, super underrated. We get a big, massive play going here. Their bot lane also rotates. But as I said, at this time, Jinx is not back. Jinx has not brought any items. So Jinx is actually super, super weak at the moment. She actually doesn't do any damage. She hasn't gone back. She hasn't got any items. Gragas goes a little bit aggressive here. But I think we end up completely fine. At this point, Hells has rotated down as well. So we got the big massive Kennen ulti for the team fights. This is one thing that me and Hells did quite a lot in the last couple of days. Was this what they call in League of Legends the Fnatic Death Brush? So what it is basically you'll sit in a bush and then you can catch out an enemy, which is what we do pretty much perfectly here. I think I get caught by Lee Sin Q here. I get a little bit caught out, but Hells gets a huge, massive ultimate here. Huge, massive ultimate. Evelyn gets a kill, and then Lee Sin has to, I think, either back off or he dies here. I can't really remember. Oh no, this is when Shyvana flashes on, yeah. So Shyvana ultis in. I flash away, but I die to ignite. I probably would have died anyway because Shyvana was there. But in terms of the big, massive team fight, it's huge. Hell's rotating down there was absolutely massive. We got the big, massive Kennen ulti. You know, it's massive. We now get the priority on Drake. We get the early Drake. We win the team fight. And we're straight back into the game off of that. So as a top laner, it's really important to rotate down to the dragons as quick as possible. To be able to get that, you know, get that priority and being able to get it. So we get the dragon here. They're trying to back off now. I think Gragas gets a bit caught here. Yeah, Gragas gets caught by the Ahri ulti, but it's completely fine. We traded really well. We got the dragon. At this point now, oh, this is where I actually get tower dive as well and actually survive. So they tried to tower dive hit me here, but I did really, really well with my ulti. I think I actually nearly killed them both as well. Yeah, Ahri was taking some tower shots, and so was Lee Sin. I could have probably played that a little bit better. Again, it was super risky for me to be underneath the tower here. Because you can see on the minimap about here that they're all over here. And then what they do is they chase down the Gragas. But what I do is I quickly push up the wave. So they can't really tower dive me. It's really hard to tower dive a Kaisa. It's another great thing I love about Kaisa is that she has so much utility with her E, with her ulti. Obviously, Lee Sin tries to jump on me here. I ulti away. And then Ahri's taking the tower shots as well. Could have probably outplayed them here as well. I dodged a few skill shots, but nothing really going there, to be fair. I mean, you can see how low they are, but, you know, we know that at the moment we are completely fine. Like, we're back in the game. We have the first dragon. We deny the dragon off Shyvana as well, even though it is Shyvana top lane. It's still really strong with Shyvana trying to get them towers. I'm just trying to defend the tower here, making sure that they don't actually get as much damage as they can on the tower. Obviously, Jinx pushes towers really, really well with the with her little Gatling gun, being able to get attack speeds. So I went Blade of the Ruined King first item this game. That's pretty much my main builds. Not being able to go GA first item now because it's got that nerf. GA is actually the same amount as Blade of the Ruined King now, and I feel like with Blade of the Ruined King, it's a huge, massive spike compared to getting GA. Obviously, excuse me, GA keeps you alive, but Blade of the Ruined King is super important. Now, here's a really cool thing. Here, I've already bought Blade of the Ruined King. Obviously, we push the lane out again to make sure they can't get the tower. And what I say to Scoundrel here is that, look, I've got enough gold now to upgrade my Q. So what you could do is, on Kaisa, is that you can buy the Blades of the Ruined King, and then buy the BF sword version of GA, so like one component of GA, which is the BF sword version for the attack damage. And what will happen is you'll get your Q upgrade. It's probably the quickest way you can get the Q upgrade for Kaisa, and it's such a big, massive power spike trying to get the double missile upgrades. There you go. Get the Q upgrade there. So I know at this point now I'm really, really strong. I have my Q upgrade. I'm really, really strong. Jinx obviously has GA at the moment. I think we're a bit even on gold at the moment. But then at this point is that I don't actually complete my GA build. I don't complete GA until my third item. I just literally buy it for the component. That's the main thing. Is that you want to get the BF sword component to be able to upgrade the Q and get that down basically. And then from there on I get Runa's Hurricane to get the E upgrade, but you'll see later on. But in this part of the game, what happens here is that I see that our bot lane at the moment is kind of even. I think it's slightly pushing towards us, but I'm not too sure. We see this big, massive fight happen at Dragon. Scoundrel does really, really well here, going from base and going straight up to Rift Herald. He sees straight away that Lee Sin's up at Rift Herald, so Scoundrel again roams. So instead of now being a Dragon, it's now the Rift Herald. So you always need to keep an eye on the minimap, see what's up and available, see where the enemy team is, and see where you can rotate. Because obviously it's a lot quicker to rotate in this game with the boots, and obviously the map as well, being a little bit smaller than normal League of Legends. It's really important to rotate, and obviously I realized the same thing. I realized that bot lane is actually not a priority here. It's actually a really big priority for me to go up and try and win this team fight. Obviously we see Lulu up there as well. This is really, really important for us to try and get this team fight win. So obviously we stole the Rift Herald as well, which is huge. We get the stun off here onto Ahri. I think I actually kill her as well with my ulti. Yep. Diving on the Ahri. Obviously a little bit over aggressive there with the flash. I thought Lulu was a bit low on HP than what she was. That was huge for us. I got the kill onto Ahri with the Brunt passive. Gragas rotated as well. We got the Rift Herald, which is huge. Rift Herald gets used mid lane. We push the tower top lane. Jinx, and this whole time that we won this team fight, Jinx was bot lane pushing the tower. So instead of me being bot lane the whole time and defending that tower with Jinx, I've rotated up to Rift Herald. I've helped out the team. Ever so slightly helped out the team. I killed Ahri so she couldn't hold down mid lane, which was really strong. We got a tower in the mid lane, a tower in the top lane because of Rift Herald. We got, I think, 2 kills from it as well. And they only get 1 tower in the bot lane as well. They get a kill on Gragas here, being a little bit over aggressive, but that's completely fine. That stuff happens. So again, being able to rotate, being able to focus on the objectives is the most important thing in the early game. Again, we're even on gold now. I feel really, really strong. Obviously, I take the fruit there because I want that free gold from the honey fruit. But at this point, I'm telling my team, like, we're strong enough now. We can win team fights really, really easily. Dragon's obviously coming up, I think, relatively soon. I'm not really too sure. Yeah, Dragon's coming up in 60 seconds. Yeah, 60 seconds. So I know now. So Hells is going top lane, so I think clear out the top lane at the moment. And then after that, we can go for the fight. But here, I don't actually build GA. I think I actually buy it by accident. Oh, no, I don't. Yeah, so I buy the Hurricane components instead. So from this point, I just buy the BF sword. I don't actually finish the GA because the BF sword itself didn't get nerfed. That gives me enough attack damage to get my Q upgrade. And now what I'm doing is I'm going to the Runa's Hurricane, which when I finish the item, gets my E upgrades, gets my third ability upgrades, which allows me to turn invisible, which I think is really, really strong with Kaisa. Being able to turn invisible to trade. And again here, Shyvana is top lane at the moment. Obviously our Evelyn's top lane. Shyvana's top lane, but we can look for an engage here because the Shyvana was completely out of position. But unfortunately we couldn't find it here. But here you can see all 5 players are bot lane. I'm pushing out mid lane at the moment, so they have to defend it. They have to stay mids. It's like a big massive ARAM at the moment, basically. It's really important for us to get this priority and us to get this dragon. Because again, Infernal Drake on Shyvana is really, really strong. Being able to get this Infernal is super important for us. We kind of back away here and we kind of make it split. So now it's split in terms of dragons. But at this point, they're going to start dragon, I think, and we can group together. I think they start dragon or I think they just group together. Obviously, the Ahri's a bit split. We're pushing down bot wave as well now, trying to get the tower. You see how we're always trying to be proactive. We're always trying to make the plays. Look, their bot lane has to rotate now. We're pushing down the towers. So from this, from this whole thing, what we was able to do was, we got from being over here at the start. So we was over here, and they was above the bush up there, where the minimap is. And what we did, we was able to rotate towards the dragon, and basically split the map. Or split the dragon, I should say. So they were all at the top side, and we were all the bot side. We had a wave bot lane. So Hells actually made the call here. It was like, we should push bot wave. We should try and get the tower, which is a really good call by him. Because they can't rotate in time. Because they're all up here. They can't rotate back in time. So Hells makes a really good call here by going down bot lane, pushing down bot lane and getting pretty much a free tower. Which is really, really good. Again, getting more gold. They push down mid lane here. I think they actually get mid lane tower. But I think we get a pick here. Yeah, they get mid lane tower. So we trade bot lane with mid lane, which is completely fine. But I think this is where, yeah, this is where they get caught out. Yeah, this is where they get caught out. So we did really, really well. Again, of collapsing, taking our advantages. And this is where the Infernal Drake comes in now. Again, Shyvana is dead. It's a 4v5. We still have all our ultimates available as well. We still have the Kennen ultimate. So I think Hells does really well here. Oh, a little bit of lag there. Hells does really well here to zone them off with the Kennen ulti. As he flashes in, we're trying to chase down. I ulti in, get the kill on the Ahri. We get the kill on the Lee Sin, I think, as well. Bit tough hitting the Lee Sin when he's in GA and the walls are up. But again, this was all about being proactive. We're going down the bot lane. We're making a play down bot lane. We now see them in mid lane, so we rotate to the mid lane. I think some of them wanted to start dragging, but I was like, no, let's try and get pick mid lane. Let's try and go mid lane. And the worst case scenario here is that Shyvana and Ori have to move up here. They have to rotate to the top side, which by then we could have gone back down. We could have bursted the dragon, and then we could have gone, you know, back up to the... we could have gone back up and started the team fight then. Because Ori and Shyvana had to rotate up towards Baron to be able to escape us. But for some reason, they fight instead, and they get completely caught out, and the Shyvana dies. But if we zone them away here, and if they have to go up and around and try and go to Dragon, we can burst Dragon in time before they come back. And then we still, again, like I said, have Hell's ultimate for the team fight, which is really important. But like I said, Shyvana dies here, gets completely caught out. We then go towards the Dragon. Hell's gets a huge ultimate off here. I think gets kicked away by the Lee Sin, which is a really big ultimate. Hell's zones them away, sorry, with his ultimate. Flashes back in, tries to kill them. I see that Ari's really low on HP, so I go in, I grab the Ari, we kill the Lee Sin as well, and it's a big, massive trade for us. And at this point of the game as well, like, we're in the lead now. We've been able to make the proactive games this play. Proactive plays this game, and being able to, you know, make them be reactive, make them be the ones like, oh shit, they're pushing down bot lane, we have to move. Oh shit, they're rotating to mid lane, we have to move. You know, we're the ones making a proactive play. At this point, Lee Sin's dead, so we know that we can get the Baron here. We know we have a lot of damage. We can burst down the Baron before Lee Sin comes back alive. I think they try and jump in here. Oh no, Hell zones them off. Hell does a really good job with zoning them off as well. And it's just really good play overall. I mean, the two people that we played with were really, really good. Obviously, now we've got the Runer's Hurricane. We got our E upgrade. We've got our second component for our GA now. So all we have to do is just farm up to get that GA third item. And yeah, it's just really, really good play from us. Us being able to rotate around. Again, being able to make the proactive plays is super, super important. Like I said, at this point of the game, we're really, really strong. We have the Baron buff. We can push down mid. We have the better team fight comp as well. So we know that all Hells has to do here is just ulti the Jinx. If Hells ultis the Jinx and gets Jinx stunned and she basically can't move, then we win the fights. They don't really have anything to get onto me. Again, I'm Kaisa. I'm more mobile. Like, the only thing that could really catch me is maybe a Lee Sin kick or maybe an Ari charm. But that's about it, to be fair. I think at this point we push down mid. I probably should have gone back here to buy the GA. But I think we try and use our Baron buff, yeah. We use our Baron buff here. And what Hells does really well here is he pushes up top lane. He uses the Baron buff minions to push up top lane. Evelyn's using the Baron to push up bot lane as well. So we're basically doing this. I know it's 2-1-1 at the moment, but it could have been like a 1-3-1 situation where me, Brom, and Gragas were mid lane, and then you got Kennen pushing top lane and Evelyn pushing bot lane. But I think Gragas actually rotates up to top lane here, and I think they actually kill the Lee Sin. Yeah, they killed the Lee Sin here. Me and Excoundrel back off because we know that they have the advantage mid lane. We clear out the wave. Obviously, they're rotating up to top lane now. They get the tower top. Evelyn gets the tower bot lane. Yeah, these two players that we played with knew what they were doing. They were really, really good players. We try and get the pick on Ori. Ori has to ulti because I can get into the range of auto attacks and try and get the Brum passive off. And at this point, we got Evelyn still... Evelyn is in the jungle right now for some reason. Evelyn was pushing bot lane. Obviously, I killed the Ori here. Evelyn now rotates to us. But this whole time, Gragas and Hells were pushing top lane, which is really, really good. So they're split at the moment. They're like, what do? Do we defend mid lane? Do we defend top lane? And we get two really good picks. We get the top tower here as well, which is perfect. So now we're pushing down mid lane. The audio is a bit scuffed here for some reason. So I think I had to unplug and plug it back in again. But we do really well. I mean, this is like the perfect situation, honestly. You had Hell's pushing top lane, you had me and Scoundrel pushing mid lane, and you had Kennen pushing bot wave. So all of our lanes were pushing, which is perfect with Baron. So we were able to get a pick on Ori mid lane. We were able to then rotate to top lane, get top lane tower. We're then able to rotate mid lane, get mid lane tower. And then we're able to rotate bot lane and get bot lane tower. In Wild Rift, inhibitors do not respawn. They are super, super important in Wild Rift. If you get an inhibitor down, it's pretty much over. Well, it's not completely over. If you get 3 inhibitors down, it's pretty much over because they're pretty much stuck in their base. But if you get 1 inhibitor down, it's super, super important because you're able to... Super minions will constantly be pushing that wave. There'll always be a way of the super minions to push. Yeah, being able to push down the push down and get the inhibitor turrets is really, really important. So at this point here, I'm like, let's back off. Let's not do anything stupid. Let's not play over aggressive and try and get them back into the game. Obviously, all of our team have a lot of gold at the moment because we got a load of kills. We got the inhibitors. I've obviously got 3,000, so I can go back, get GA. Loads of people can go back and get the items. Then we get a pick on Lulu here, but we all just back off. And at this point of the game, I'm super, super strong now. I've my GA. I've nearly got my Infinity Edge completed. We have all 3 inhibitors down now. So what will happen is that their base is going to be constantly pushed in the whole time. And there's not really much that they can do with that. At this point during the game, obviously there's a dragon that's up as well. The dragon's not that important. We can probably just end the game now, but I think we play this really, really safe. We take the dragon, we take the baron. We're not doing anything over aggressive. Gragas is a little bit pushed up here by himself, but we're not doing anything stupid here. We're playing safe. We're playing to our strengths. We're trying to take the objectives away from the enemies. And at this point during the game, they can't contest this dragon. If they contest this dragon, then they lose in a team fight, or we could just push down a wave, and then they just lose the game. So here we take the dragon. We then rotate to Baron, I think, here as well. I think Gragas dies here. I'm not really too sure, or he gets a kill. Oh, no, I think he dies here, actually. He actually gets caught out and plays a little bit too over-aggressive, which is a little bit unfortunate, but it's completely fine. I think this is where we actually team fight. I said for us to do the Baron, but Hells was like, no, we can win this fight. We can go in. We're strong enough, even 4v5. So they actually rotate here and they actually go for a fight. They can actually kill a bunch of people as well. Obviously, I get the ulti off. We go in, and I think this is where we win the game. Again, really, really good play. We're focusing on objectives. We're rotating. We're focusing on the team fights. And at this point, it's 4v4. I'm not too sure if we actually just go for the win here or if we go back towards the Baron. Actually, can't remember now. Oh, no. They try and force the fight 4v5, which is actually really, really close. I use my locket there to save Scoundrel. Ari tries to push in, kills Scoundrel, but I kill him instead, which is completely fine. You can see at this point of the game, I'm really, really strong. Like, they think they can kill me, but I'm just super, super strong right now. They get, like, a decent trade-off, but I think at this point, I'm really, really strong. Pretty sure I kill Lulu. No, I don't kill Lulu here. I think do I die here? No, I don't die. I think this is completely fine, yeah. I think at this point now we back off and we go and take the Baron. Because we realise that, look, the minions are pushing in. There's no real point of us actually doing anything. Gragas gets a pick here, gets a really nice kill. He plays a bit over-aggressive, the Gragas, but doesn't really do much. And I think that's pretty much where this game ends. I think we take the Baron from here. Yeah, Scoundrel said, let's take the Baron, let's make it easy. What we do is we take the Baron from here. Nice and easy. They can't come out of the base because they're still clearing their waves top lane. They can't do anything. Then all we have to do here is we have to group mid, and then we win the next team fight, then we win the game. Evelyn, for some reasons, all the way back at River, but like I said, we were playing really well. I'm pushing our bot wave here, so we have all 3 lanes pushing with super minions, with the Baron. I'm making sure that we got the Baron minions. Again, they try and go for the team fight. They get a kill, but I think I just end the game here because I have all the minions pushing in. Again, when all three inhibitors are down, it's really, really difficult for the enemy team. Because this whole time when they're fighting, I'm just taking down the base. And that's GG. Yeah, being able to focus on the objectives is such an important thing. Such an important thing in League of Legends. I mean, in Wild Rift, sorry. Again, you can see that we were rotating. We didn't let the deficit early put us behind. Obviously, that's our 3rd win in Emerald. And we get ourselves Diamond 4. So yeah, really, really good game from everyone that played it, to be fair. We did a really, really good job. But that's it for me today. Thank you very much for tuning in. Again, I appreciate it. I'll see you all next time. Take care.